now tuned in to 2 to 3 with Janet Leigh on WHLR1.com. Hotline Radio, the #1 station on the net. Now, right now with me on the line is actress and model DaVena Sulevan.
Hi.
Hey, DaVena.
Hey, how's it going?
Going great. How are you?
Good, if the weather would ever stay consistent, right?
Yeah, I know the weather out here is pretty much bipolar too. So, well, let's get right on into it. So how long have you been acting and modeling?
Well, I started out in high school and college, and then I took a few years off, and then just got back into it about 3-4 years ago. And I'm doing it full-time right now. So for Oklahoma, that's great, because Oklahoma's been bringing in a number of feature films. And so my fiance, Charles Walker, which when I say we, that's who I'm referring to.
Okay.
We both do it full-time here in Oklahoma. So it's a lot of fun. It's, a dream come true.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Now, what made you decide to get into acting and modeling?
Actually, it was kind of funny because my cousin had been in it, and some of the relatives are like, oh, sure, she's going to make it in Oklahoma, because, you don't think of Oklahoma as having a lot of movies. And so she was like, just try out a commercial, just try it. And I'm kind of like, because I have a couple of kids, and I'm like, I'm a mom with kids, are you sure? I'm not like your perfect size 4. It kind of motivates you once you get in, or 0. And so the first one paid like $500, and I was like, okay, I think I can probably do this. This isn't too bad after all. And so one thing led to another, to where just really it took off like overnight. Within 6 months, a year, I was doing it full time. So.
Wow. Now, what was your first modeling job?
Let me think. I honestly don't remember. I've done so many over the years. Okay, I remember. It was with my cousin, because I really didn't know too much about it. And it was for a Hispanic shoot. And I was kind of like, well, I'm not Hispanic, but he's like, you have the dark hair, so it'll be fine, And so I did it with my cousin at the time, and another girl that I met, and it was about 4 to 6 hours long. And I was even kind of like, this is long. But the pictures turned out good, and I realized, and most photo shoots actually aren't that long, but this one happened to go over. But it was a lot of fun. I was like, okay, and when I started seeing other people in it, I was like, okay, I think I can do this. It kind of kept motivating me, and
right.
Even when I go to sit down to eat, I'd be like, okay, I got to eat good, because I need to look good on camera. So.
Okay. So what what was your first acting job?
It was called Catherine, and I played kind of, how would I word it, the one that kind of stole the husband from the wife, because they're having a few problems, And so I was like, oh, this ought to be fun, So I got in that one and made a lot of contacts. It was a supporting role, and it took off from there. But it was a lot of fun. Met some great people.
Wow, so. Amazing. Now, what is any other current ones that you're working on in acting or modeling?
Yeah, we just wrapped on. I work a lot with Star Swamp Media, and they joined up with Eric, and that's with Mike Ransburg. Eric Exton is with Machine Products, and they just finished up one called Son of Saw, which is a horror based kind of off the Saw movies.
Okay. And
so I can't get away. We're news reporters going in investigating, and it takes a big twist, and it gets really exciting after a while. You're kind of like, wow. Yeah. And they're the ones I've also done, Shadows in the Alley and Not Today. So, and they're also already talking to me about another one coming up.
Oh, wow.
And then there's also, in Oklahoma, there's 2 main agencies through Freihoffer Casting, with Chris Freihoffer, and we do classes and do a lot to them. And then Michelle DeLong, they're with acting, casting, and talent. And I'm with Magna Talent, which is Michelle Gibbons.
Okay.
And so we get a lot of work to do with the last. Wow. But there's in Stroud, which is a small little town in Oklahoma. David Timmons is president of Stroud Arts, and they're trying to make that the new Hollywood of Oklahoma. And they're building a building and signing to a bunch of major features down there and TV shows. So So in the process of doing that, Mark Lauser's with that. He's a local book author. So he works, and they send us around the Comic-Cons and film festivals, Charles and I, and we get to interview a lot of big-name celebrities, which was a lot of fun.
Right.
So, some of them, you know, it's like, wow, I can't say that you were not real nice. And then other ones, most of them are all super nice. Yeah. But it's just fun getting to hang out with them. And then,
I was going to say, it sounds like Oklahoma's got a lot going on now.
Yeah. Chris Coleman, he's working on Among the Stars, where I play a mom to a teen boy and girl who, and then I recently actually just got cast the lead in, it's called Bride of the Creeper. And I'm excited about that one because, you know, I get to start out all sweet and innocent, and it takes like a total twist, and suddenly I'm a totally different person, which I love parts like that, where it's like, oh, it's the most unassuming movie. That's with Nathaniel Davis and Jeff Johns, and I worked on a couple with them, Bearded Dragon Films, The Wretched and stuff. But I'm really excited. It's going to be filming in March. Wow. And then Brian Bellegarde, he's owner of Boiling Point Media, along Lucas Ross helps him. He just came out with a movie, Gremlin, and another one coming out, Jurassic Games. Okay. And so done a lot with him, too. So there's a lot of really neat people here in Oklahoma, directors that, you know, has a great vision and is really doing some awesome things here. So, and I'm really glad I get to be a part of it.
Yeah, congratulations on all that. You've got a whole lot going on. Now, excuse me. Now let's talk about you're the new Jezebeth in the Jezebeth VOD TV horror series.
Yeah.
What do you think about that character that you're playing?
Well, Damien Dante, am I saying that right? Damien Dante, he's going to kill me. With Middle Case Pictures, along with his executive producers, Ray Van Blarcom, Jeffrey A. Swanson, Damien Dante, and Matt Moody. They had done one before, if you didn't know, where the Jezebeth was a vampire. Yes. And so they're kind of doing an alternate reality where Jezebeth is kind of a schizophrenic, sort of. You kind of don't know. It's kind of like, is she not? You know, so I like the whole way it kind of leaves you hanging. So there's 3 episodes to start off, and so the first one kind of introduces characters, and you kind of get inside the mind of Jezebeth on the first one. And then the second one kind of starts, you know, weaving its way around and makes you think on a few things, kind of like, what's going on? You know, this is interesting. And the third one will kind of just blow you away. Right. And I can't give anything away, but it's one of those where you don't watch it in the dark. So.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And Abigail Van Barkins, she plays in it as my daughter, Abigail Wick. And so I haven't ever met her yet, but I'm sure that we're going to nail this, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be an awesome TV series. I can't wait for y'all to start filming and getting really into it and it come out for everybody to see. I think it's going to be a great one. It's got an interesting everything. So
it has some twists and turns and some things you won't see coming. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. I was really excited. I love scripts when I read them. It's like, yes, this is awesome. I can't wait to do this. Yes. And so, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay. And y'all will be doing filming this year?
Yeah, it's supposed to be, I think, around October, November, if everything works out good. I believe in Iowa, if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, I think.
But I'm sure he'll send me all the right information before I leave. Yeah. So I started getting sick last night, and as soon as I leave for my interview with you, I'm going to the ER because I think I got the flu, which is horrible because I'm supposed to film this weekend. And what am I going to do? I got to get tons of vitamin C.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
But, you know, the show is still on. As long as I don't get too close to anybody. I don't think I have kissing scenes, so.
Yeah, you're pushing right on through it. And I won't keep you too long. Yeah, you need to go get checked out.
Oh, it's okay.
Everything.
I love talking. Anytime I get to visit, it's always like,
great.
Even if I'm sick. So.
Well, you don't even sound sick on this end, which I haven't heard you speak before, but you don't sound sick.
Good.
Well, you're being a real trooper, pushing on through it. That's good. So now,
as long as I can keep all the chills away, it's good.
Yeah. Now, what is you've played a bunch of different characters and things of that nature. What is your most favorite one that you've played or that you're wanting to play that you have coming up?
Well, I think the Jezebel's going to be probably the funnest because, you get to, I don't want to give anything away. You just get to, it's just going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay.
I love the way he, wrote the character in, and a lot of it's like, I can see myself doing that or saying that. And so I'm really looking forward to it. And there'll be a few, things I haven't got to do, I've never done on camera before, and it's like, oh, this is awesome.
Okay,
so,
great.
And the funny thing, too, is because he's been showing it on my page, the different pictures about being, schizophrenic. And so I was doing a religious film, and so I was joking with them. I was like, well, today I get to be in church, and tomorrow I might be demon-possessed. So,
oh, God.
and that's the whole fun. It's like it's always changing. You never know what character you get to play or what you get to do. And so it's just so much fun. Every time you turn around, or even the modeling, it's like, hey, I get to be a redhead today. And, hey, I get to play with guns today. So if they're not real.
Now,
so it's just,
with you,
if you have to have a job.
Huh?
I was just going to say, if you have to have a job, I have the best job out there.
Oh, so. Yeah, it seems like it. And it seems very, very fun at what you do and everything, and you seem to genuinely enjoy it and stuff and very passionate about it, and that's good. Now, with you being an actress and a model, do you foresee yourself in being like a producer or writing your own film or something?
Well, I've actually written and self-published about 14 books right now, which I have an acting name right now, but I'm going to be re-putting them back out under my acting name because I had it under my real name. And so I love writing. I'm always like, hey, writing is the best therapy out there. If you want to get over any issues, write it, because we kind of have to dig deep, and you write yourself in the corners, and I just bust out crying through some of my writing.
Oh, wow.
And so I have a whole set of novels, probably 10 or 12, that I plan on. If I can ever slow down, I'm on set probably 5 or 6 days a week a lot of times, and so I can slow down. Editors have been my major problem because they take so long to edit, and then they want to change stuff. I'm just like knocking my head against the wall. It's like, I just want to get my book out.
Yeah.
At least help other women, because I'd been married once before, and he wasn't a nice guy, and so I had some issues, and he had done stuff, and so I felt like through the books I kind of like killed myself, and so in the process it's like, well, hopefully the women that read it can stand up for themselves and stand up and say, I'm not going to live this way anymore, and I'm going to get out of my situation. And so that's I'm really excited when I finally, they're kind of my baby, so I'm a little more protective of them. But one of these days when they come out, and I had a few, people read them, and they, just fell in love with the character. So I can't wait till I can one day launch them and hopefully help some women maybe going through some of the same issues.
I'm sure, because there's a lot of women and men that are going through a lot of things, and abusive relationships, all types of abuse, mental, physical, and everything. And it's the novels like that, it can help someone, give them the strength and inspiration they need to get out of the situation. So I'll be looking out for that, and hopefully you can get it out soon.
And right now I'm with the best guy on the planet, my fiance. And I always joke, everybody's like, how did you guys meet? And that's like, we met on a Starship. They used to have a Starbase Studios here in Oklahoma where they would film Star Trek movies with Michael King. Done a lot with him. And they recently moved to Arizona, but they always joke, well, that was our very first. We met on a Starship. So.
Wow, amazing. Okay. Well, that's good. You got out your previous situation, and you're better and happier with the person, and they're treating you good. That's always a plus. Always.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. Now, you said he was your fiance. Have y'all planned a wedding date yet, or just waiting?
No, we've been so busy lately. We've just been. We keep saying, okay, we need to find a building, and we need to find a building, and we talk a lot about it, and we just haven't found a building. Right. Okay. I think once we find a building, we'll. So eventually it'll all come together. Okay. Well, that's I'm like, maybe if I get big enough, I can just hire somebody. Okay, you plan it all for me, and I'll just.
Yeah.
But no, we're in most of these movies I named off. We're in almost every single one because after the Star Trek, I've been cast a lot with different guys where you had kissing scenes, and somebody suggested, why didn't you get an acting husband? where they go to auditions and do some of these scenes. And so I'm like, okay, I asked a few, and he was able to do it because I was like, I don't want somebody I'd fall for, you know. And so we show up at the audition, and I get kind of bossy with guys, and so I'm like, we had like 5 minutes till the audition, 2 or 3. I was running behind, and we hadn't kissed yet, and we were supposed to go in and have a kissing scene, and so I'm like, I get out of the car and go, I'm like, kiss me now, and he's looking around, and he's like, in the parking lot, and I'm like, yes, hurry up, we got to go into this audition. So he kisses me, I'm like, not good enough, kiss me like you're my husband now. And then I'm like, okay, well, go through the script, and I stop him, and I'm like, okay, no, you know, touch my face here, touch my arm here, do all this. So we go in, and we nail it, and the director, he's like, I can see such chemistry, I can see why you asked, you know, him to try out for this part, you know. And so, you know, out in the parking lot after we high-fived, and the director came back and liked his performance so well. He was supposed to be just a flashback. He rewrote him in the entire script. And so a week or so, as it progresses along, we started doing quite a bit because he has a large fan base, and I had a large fan base, and we came together. So it was really making it where we were getting a lot of work together. Right. And so some weeks later, you know, we have a commercial down in Dallas. And so on the way, he just, you know, vaguely mentions, well, if I had kissed you like I had wanted, then, you know, you would have felt it. And, you know, I'm like, really? How could you kiss me? And he was like, you know, that was a pretty good kiss. No. But towards the end, I was like, okay, you know what you said? I want you to kiss me that way. And so he's sitting there looking at me, and he's like, I'm thinking he's going to turn me down. And he was like, let me spit my gum out. And so he kissed me, and from there we started dating after we were already, you know, a celebrity couple. So everybody here in Oklahoma sits as the most worked celebrity couple here in Oklahoma.
Wow. Now, is it with
it's a lifetime.
Yeah. Now, do y'all ever have like issues when you're doing roles and working together so close together, and y'all are together?
No, we did find we don't like the fighting scenes. Because we had one or two, and we were just like, we can't do this. We'll let somebody else play our husband. And we've still played husband and wife with other people. We prefer each other because it's just kind of natural, you know, it's just easy. But those are the only scenes we've gotten where it's like, let's just not do those. I know it's acting, but it's just not, I guess, from our background, it's like, let's just not do those. So sometimes there are. And I read scripts before where it's just like, I just don't feel it. I just don't think I could play this to a, you know, 100th degree. Right. And I've had to turn a few things down because you want to give it all your best if you're going to take the role. Right, of course. And so, you know, sometimes you do turn things down and it's just like, you know, I really can't. Right. But the majority, it's usually roles that I get really excited about, and that makes the finished roles. So.
Awesome. Now, with anybody, any young person or anybody that's interested in acting or modeling, is there any advice that you can give them?
It honestly is more about who you know more than what you know, because and I started realizing this because each director wants the scenes done different ways. So as long as you're good with following direction and getting up in front of them and doing exactly how they want it, then, you know, you learn and get out there and just do as much as you can possibly do, paid or not paid, especially at the beginning because you got to fill up your resume. Right. Just get in and do as much as you can possibly do and, you know, just nail it every time and just learn everything you can possibly learn. That's kind of, you know, the secret. And it really is, you know, once the directors see you, even if it's extra, I was told this when I started out as an extra, the guy told me, he's like, you be the best extra you can possibly be and make sure that, you know, the director sees you. And before long, you know, I didn't have to do very many to where they suddenly wanted, you know, give me lines and different things. So you really have to work. I mean, it's not like an easy thing. Right. But it's also, if you love what you're doing and you're passionate about it, then it can be easy. You know, you can't just do it for, you know, well, I just want to do it for the money. You can't have that attitude at all or yourself. Right. You got to do it because you just love it and you love people. Right. Yeah. No, that's good advice. Very good advice. But yeah, you know, do some things and get an agent, and the agent will help you along there too. So.
Yeah. Now, outside of you being an actress and model, who are you? Who is DaVena Sulevan?
Well, lately, that's kind of been what defined me. But the funny thing is, I actually was a teacher before, a college professor.
Oh, wow.
I almost have a doctorate in let's see, I have a master's in criminal justice administration because I went to law school about a year, and then I ended up getting pregnant, so I just switched it to a master's. And then I went to doctorate, and I just had my dissertation, but this kind of, the whole acting took off. It's in education and administration.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, I like this so much better. And you know how you get to a certain point of your life, it's like, I'm just sick of school. I don't want to do this. You know, I've been in school a long time with my degrees, and so other than student loans, you know, which everybody hates, then I'm really glad I made the transition. I love it. I love getting up in the morning. I love going to bed. Even if you get up, you know, you don't get home until 3 from a shoot and you have to get back up at 7, I just love it all.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of fun. But, yeah, so I was a college professor before then, and so that probably got me, you know, prepared for speaking. And besides, you know, when I was teenage college.
Yeah.
And wrote the books. I have a couple of kids, and I have them in the acting world, too, just lightly. Anytime there needs to be a family, then I get my kids together, and Charles and I, and so we get cast a lot as families. We're in a ton of different Oklahoma tourism commercials and stuff like that. So I want to keep them in. It's like, well, at least y'all have to be able to buy a car one of these days when you get through. So.
Yeah, most definitely. So your kids, how do your kids feel about them acting and their mom acting and stuff?
They were really supportive. I started my youngest at 5, and he's 8 now.
Oh, wow.
And so it really helped him at first because I wanted to get into it and see what it was like. You know?
Right.
And it really helped him learn to follow instruction and do what he was told. And so it actually helped him because now, because he found, well, if I do exactly what I'm told, I can go play with all the other kids. And so, you know, he gets up and he's like, what do you want me to do? And so he does it perfect. So like, okay, you through. You know, so he's learned the art of getting it done exactly what the director wants. So it's been really good on learning how to follow instructions. And so I was really glad of that because the first few I was kind of like, maybe she's not cut out for this, you know. But, you know, you just got to stick with it. And I had talked to him a few times and just say, well, you know, because on set most people, you know, don't have kids. They're younger, 20s. And so they'd be like, do you want to come and get in front of the camera? And he'd be like, no, because when I ask him a question, it means he can answer it and say no. And so I had to stop them, like, you just have to say, come get in front of the camera, let's do this. So I had to, you know, tell them. And now it doesn't matter. But when he was younger, I had to kind of tell them how to talk to him and how he was supposed to respond back.
Right. Yeah.
It all worked with Dan, and he's very good at following instructions. So.
That's great. That's amazing. So now before we get out of here and wrap this up, where can people follow up on your movies and your characters and stuff that you're in?
There's quite a few different ways. Most of the time the directors will have it on their page. I haven't paid the money to get my ISBN page up yet and running. Okay. It's just one of those, I'm getting plenty of work. I haven't needed it yet, but I'll get that up and running soon. But a lot of stuff, it literally, you film 1 year and it takes another year for it to even come out. So a lot of it, it's just time. Okay. So there's stuff I did like 3 years ago. It finally came out, like the Catherine. Wow. And so it just takes time and to get it out. But before long, it should be all over the place. So.
Okay. Now, where can people follow you at on social media?
Facebook's good. Just look me up, DaVena Sulevan. I have a model actress like page, DaVena Sulevan, model actress, and post quite a few pictures on there, or my regular one, so they can follow me on there.
Now, for any film directors, producers, or anything of that nature that's listening or follows up with the full interview that I post later on, how can they get in touch with you to hire you on?
If they're on Facebook, they can just private message me. Okay. I'm always giving out cards, but I actually get a lot of directors that just private message me on Facebook, and they say, hey, we have this, are you interested? We like your look. That's actually how Damien Dante, he saw one of the pictures I posted, because he had originally thought about doing a Western, and so like a year before he talked to me about this Western, and then a year later he called me back, and he's like, hey, we're not doing the Western, but guess what? We have a Just the Best movie if you're interested. Oh, wow. And so, well, tell me more. So,
all right. Facebook seems the way to go for a lot of producers and actresses.
Yeah, I actually, in Oklahoma, I find the majority of work off of Facebook because of what my talent agent sends me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, there's a lot of different pages acting pages and groups where they post in your area projects going on. And then you get to a point where I know enough directors now, and they know my acting. They just contact me directly and say, hey, we have this project. Are you interested?
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, send me the script. Let me see what it's about. You know. So most people know what I will or won't do, you know, and so they've gotten me too. So
great. So, all right. Well, before we get out of here, I want to say congratulations on all your success and your upcoming success as well. Congratulations on your future wedding plans. And also, now, before we go, is there any shout-outs you would like to give?
I'll shout out to my kids and Charles Walker, my fiance. So they're my world. I have a great time. And so, and thank you very much, Amy and Dante. Thank you for setting this up with you and him.
No.
So I really appreciate it. So I love talking. I probably spend hours sitting here talking to you.
Most definitely. We would if my show was enough amount of time and everything. But also I want to keep in mind that you said you might have flu and stuff. So I want to go ahead and let's get you on out there to the emergency room, get checked out, and make sure everything's good to go.
Yeah. Hopefully it's something they can give me and make me feel better, but you know how sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes.
But the show must go on.
Yeah.
Show must go on, right?
Most definitely. Well, congratulations again. It was nice having you on the show, and you're more than welcome to come back anytime.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Hope you get feeling better, too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.